Good afternoon, everyone. It's Wednesday, and this is Ask the Therapist Wednesday, and today is April 17th. The year's just going by. Today, I wanted to talk about being enough. Have you ever been told that you were not enough? I heard something disturbing today. My son was telling me that one of his teachers said to the class that, told the class that you weren't going to be shit, right? And so when a teacher or someone in authority is telling students they're not going to be shit, that could be very, very damaging. And, well, they got to do something about that, for one. But that could be damaging to hear. And there's a lot of individuals, there's a lot of us who, in our upbringing, growing up, in our lives, throughout our experiences, where we hear people telling us awful things about not being enough, about not being anything, about not being good, not being smart, just all the things they're telling us about what we're not going to be, as a way of degrading, as a way of making us feel bad about ourselves, as a way of putting us down. And I'm here to say, all this ends today. Okay? We can define what we want to be. And oftentimes, obviously, based on our experiences, because we're social beings and we're humans. And so growing up, we listen to and we are shaped and formed by the things that we're hearing in our environment. And sometimes those things are very toxic. They're toxic and they're a detriment to who we are and who we want to be. And we have to do something different, and we have to reject a lot of those things that we hear. And so I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about that. Knowing that you are enough, and how do we get to that place to know and to believe it. Sonia Renee Taylor has a great book called The Body's Not an Apology, and in her book she talks a lot about radical self-love. And a lot of this is about radical self-love. How do you love yourself radically? Meaning, despite everything you got going on, how do you still love yourself? Despite what everybody says, despite all the things that you're seeing that is opposite of you, that is different from you, how do you still love yourself and love who you are? There's this quote that I love. It says, "Shame says, because I am flawed, I am unacceptable. Compassion says, though I am flawed, I am cherished." Oftentimes when we're hearing all these negative messages, what it creates shame. Okay? And shame feeds off with silence. And so the more ashamed we become of who we are, the more silence we become. We want to then hide who we are. We hide behind the masks. We hide behind so many things. We hide behind our careers. We hide behind perfection. We hide behind looks. We hide. We hide behind doors. We hide behind glass. We hide behind so many things. And how do we learn how to not hide? How do we learn how to not be ashamed of who we are and to love who we are unconditionally? And that is radical self-love. And I'm telling you, what I heard this morning from my son was so infuriating. I'm so furious about that. That it just makes me really, really upset. How people can say things to other people to want to put them down or to want to make them feel bad about themselves. And how do we go past that to know that we are great, and despite our flaws, and again, I love this, despite our flaws, we're still awesome. Okay, and despite our flaws, we can be great and we can be greater. And obviously, we're a work in progress. There's always things we could work on. There's things we could work on to be better, right? But learning to love who we are despite our flaws, despite everything. And not allowing the negative messages that we often hear from others pigeonhole us into this trap, pigeonhole us into this place where we feel we can't do anything and we can't be anything. And we feel shamed. And that takes away our voice, that takes away our courage, that takes away everything. All right? And so, radical self-love. I am flawed, but I am me. And a way to challenge some of that, yes, there's positive affirmations, and it's recognizing that, because we hear a lot of affirmations, and affirmations is simply mean affirming something, to affirm something. And we could affirm something negatively, and we could also affirm things positively. And oftentimes when we hear negative messages, it's affirmed negatively, right? So it's like, oh yeah, because I made this mistake. Oh yeah, that's true. I'm not perfect. Oh, that's true. I'm not good enough. Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, because I got this pimple. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm no good. I'm ugly, right? And so where we could constantly reaffirm things negatively, and it's learning how to shift that mindset and to embrace the good, embrace the positive, embrace who we are. Okay, the good about us. So I want to share some affirmations. And affirmations are very simple. And affirmations is saying I am. And what are you? Right? And so taking a moment, this radical self-love is to take a moment to identify the things about you. Who are you? Figuring out who you are. Not who somebody else wants you to be. Not your society wants you to be. Not what the world wants you to be, not what your parents want you to be, not what teachers. Figuring out what is it that you want to be. Okay? Some affirmations. I am beautiful. I am loved. I am smart. I am kind. I'm amazing. I'm unique. I'm confident. I'm unstoppable. I'm strong. I'm courageous. I'm powerful. I'm creative. I am happy. I'm deserving. I am speaking my truth. I am comfortable in my skin. I am taking care of my health. I am able to get back up. I am able to make mistakes. I am trusting myself. I am listening to my gut. I am loving my body. I am setting boundaries. I am saying no. I'm saying yes. I'm taking steps towards my dreams. I'm using my voice. So these are some affirmations, and we got lots of them, okay? Being able to take ownership of who we are. And that includes all of who we are, including our flaws. But despite our flaws, we are still awesome. We are still individuals that needs to be heard and that deserves to be here. And so next time somebody makes a negative comment, next time somebody says something that puts you down, next time somebody wants to degrade you, you're going to stand in your truth and know who you are. Part of it is taking the time to figure out who you are, and you're going to say, no, that's not who I am. This is who I am. So that's the challenge that I have for everyone, this radical self-love. And again, that book by Sonia Renee Taylor, The Body's Not an Apology, is a great book and provides great insight into how to do that. So I would encourage individuals to read that book. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me. And today I just wanted to share with everybody that you are enough, and being enough is truly knowing who you are and knowing no matter what, your flaws and all, that you're enough. Okay? Thank you. And again, this is Nathalie Ellis with Esteem Counseling and Consulting Services. I have a private practice in the Decatur, Georgia area. And so definitely, and this is a big deal for a lot of individuals. A lot of individuals are struggling with finding their worth, struggling with their self-esteem, and seeking help and getting the help that you need to help you be your best. I strongly encourage it. So definitely seek out a therapist to help you work through those things. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this, and I'll talk to you next time. Thank you.